Hello, this is Alan welcoming you to the 2115th edition of the Enfield Talking newspaper. The dateline is 28th of September 2017. The readers this week are myself, Sonia, Jenny, Katherin and Alison, with Dem on the controls. The editor was Lynda, and the production and distribution team is Alan, Jean and Lindsay. Our title music is Country Rock Polka, composed by Pat Brie, Fernand Bouillon and Harry Breuer, and is performed by Jean-Jacques Perry and used with his kind permission. The local news stories that we will be reading come from the Enfield Independent and EN Magazine and are their copyright. The events information has been collated by us from other sources. The lead story this week is "We are so proud of his gesture." Now, before the news, I'd like to tell you about the sunrise and sunset times as usual for the week beginning the 5th of October. Sunrise will be at 06:57 and sunset 18:43. First of all, though, I need to say thank you very much to Diane, Keith, and all at Enfield Vision for organising a very, very successful focus day on Saturday. Do get in touch with us to share your own news and special announcements. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any comments about the Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 020-8805-6578. She, of course, is your listener's representative and will be pleased to help you. And now, Sonia will read the first item of local news.
We are so proud of his gesture. At just 7 years old, a primary school pupil has shown maturity beyond his years. Indiana Sightsonen Light, who is in Year 3 at Forty Hill Church of England School, grew his hair for 2 years, so once cut, his hair could be made into a wig for children who have lost theirs through cancer. Inspired by the personal tragedy of losing his grandfather and great-aunt to the devastating disease, plucky Indiana stood up to bullies calling him to have his hair trimmed. Undeterred by browbeating from both adults and children, according to his admiring father Rob, his son refused to surrender his goal to donate his hair to the Little Princess Trust. Rob said he was adamant that it needed to be long enough for making a good wig when cut. We're very proud of his fantastic gesture of altruism. Indiana is a very mature 7-year-old who has stood his ground politely against all the bullies, both young and old. When we left the hairdressers, Indiana was very happy with his new haircut and said that he's now going to start growing his hair again so that he can donate it in 2 years' time for another child. Having seen the hair on the floor from the other haircuts that day, a Little Princess poster in Hairdressers that asks, "Why not donate your unwanted hair?" would be good. It seems that people don't really know that this is a possibility. Indiana had his hair cut at Tony and Guy in Enfield Town, and it has been sent to the Little Princess Trust for Children with Cancer. It is hoped that people will be inspired to donate their own hair to the charity, and that doing so can change the lives of those with cancer. Visit www.littleprincesses.org.uk for further information about how to donate hair to the charity. This article is accompanied by a before and after photo of Indiana showing his waist-length blonde hair and the plait of cut hair.
And now new work looks into the mind of a stalker. A charity named after a female estate agent whose disappearance remains unexplained has secured funding for a project working with people found guilty of stalking. The Susie Lamplugh Trust is to develop and test interventions with the Barnet, Enfield and Haringey Mental Health Trust and other health and law enforcement agencies nationally. The Trust is aiming to gain a better understanding of a stalker's mental health problems through their rehabilitation to help improve criminal justice system and health sector responses. The risk of a stalker offending will be assessed, an understanding of psychological drivers sought, and stopping strongly encouraged. Chief Executive of Susie Lamplugh Trust, Rachel Griffin, said, "We're delighted to be awarded this grant by the Police Transformation via MOPAC, that's MOPAC, and stands for the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime. This funding will allow us to work in partnership with criminal justice and health professionals across the country to develop intervention programs for preparations of stalking. At Susie Lamplugh Trust, we are committed to protecting victims of stalking, and by working with perpetrators, we hope to reduce reoffending. Stalking is a crime of obsession, which can have devastating and grave consequences for victims. This project aims to break the cycle of obsession, fixation, and harm. Studies have shown that early intervention in stalking cases can reduce the risk to victims and that concerning behaviours are more likely to be prevented from escalating if they are recognised quickly. A continued specialist focus on preventing harm and changing behaviour is necessary to keep stalking victims safe. It's fantastic to be at the forefront of this groundbreaking piece of work. Our hope is that we can reduce the impact that stalking has on victims. Typical characteristics of a stalker are obsession and fixation, which causes victims long-term suffering. Funding comes from the Police Transformation Fund through the Mayor's Office for Policing and Crime, MOPAC. Studies have shown that stalking can last between 6 months and 2 years, with a third of cases involving violence. 55% of people convicted of stalking reoffend. 36% have a previous conviction for harassment. The underlying psychological problems that cause a person to stalk are often not resolved.
Here's an article about cycling in Enfield. Cycling and walking should become more pleasurable now that the first stage of a regeneration scheme has been completed on time. Ponders End High Street has reopened to traffic. A more friendly environment has been created with a new block-paved junction at South Street, Lincoln Road and Derby Road ready for the new school year. Crossing points and 2 circular traffic schemes, known as roundels, replace traffic lights to promote careful driving. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for the Environment, Councillor Daniel Anderson, said, "The High Street has received a fantastic facelift and looks superb. Having monitored the first 2 weeks of traffic flow, we are pleased to report that drivers and cyclists are negotiating the junction with less speed and more caution, just as intended. This is just the start. Further work is continuing around Ponders End, which was identified as a regeneration priority area. I'd like to thank the residents and business owners along the High Street who have been incredibly patient and supportive during the ongoing works. In addition, a big thank you must go out to the different partners working simultaneously on the project. This is one of the biggest High Street renovations in Enfield in some years, which has required the rerouting of traffic, public transport and pedestrians, and we are very grateful to all involved. Heat network pipes were placed below the road surface. Soil was removed to 2 nearby construction sites, all while work started on the A1010 South Cycle Lane route simultaneously. Amongst the ongoing work on the High Street is the rerouting cables by utility companies. Once this is finished, 5 new crossings will be laid out with trees and planting along South Street. The Ponders End High Street Regeneration Scheme is part of the Council's Growth and Sustainability commitment. Further information can be found at www.new.enfield.gov.uk/services/improving Enfield/neighbourhood regeneration/Ponders End. Or if that's just a little bit too much, questions about changes to the High Street can be made to neighbourhoodregeneration@enfield.gov.uk.
Oh, thank goodness we had an alternative. An optometrist has expressed his gratitude to residents who have donated their old and spare pairs of glasses to his store. Jaswinder Singh Nagra, store director of Specsavers at 359 Green Lanes, has seen thousands of frames arrive at the optical store he manages over the years. Some were no longer wanted, whilst others were broken or no longer fashionable. But all were needed to support the international charity Vision Aid Overseas. Mr. Nagra said, "We wanted to say a thank you to everyone who has played their role in helping Vision Aid Overseas over the year. We get hundreds of frames in each month, and the support from our customers always overwhelms us." In Palmer's Green and nationwide, we are very lucky to have access to professional eye care services. But in developing countries, millions of people can't see properly because they need glasses, and thousands are in danger of going blind due to the lack of professionals and basic facilities. Monies raised from the recycling of glasses contributes to setting up vision centres, equipment and training of eye care professionals in isolated communities. Mr. Nagra added, "To think that an old pair of glasses can make such a difference is incredible. So we want to remind all local Palmer's Green residents to do a quick sweep round the home, the care, their offices, the desks, anywhere for old frames. Together we can make a real difference." Visit Specsavers at 359 Green Lanes, Palmer's Green, to donate old or unwanted pairs of glasses, or also to book for an eye test, which might or might not be appropriate.
Turn that empty Coke can into a pair of dazzling bling earrings, or that old and warped vinyl record into a wall-mounted clock. Upcycling is encouraged by Enfield Council. Employees there have produced a Blue Peter-style series of films demonstrating what can be achieved with waste and a little creativity. Tin cans are transformed into mini herb gardens, jars into tea light holders, and newspapers are used for wrapping gifts. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Environment, Councillor Daniel Anderson, said, "Upcycling is really just creative recycling, and so ultimately, if you forgive the pun, we'd like Enfield residents to think outside of the box." We of course want residents to recycle responsibly and thoughtfully, but also rethink how they consume products and, in the process, deliver practical and innovative solutions that can be implemented easily. So, if you are feeling up to the challenge, why not try upcycling? The upcycling films can be seen on YouTube and Facebook, and at Enfield Council will be sending out tweets. The recent Recycle Week had as its theme, "What goes around comes around," and showed how one item could lead to the creation of another. A recycled shampoo bottle could be transformed into a football shirt. Or eggshells could be used to generate electricity. Councillor Anderson added, "Enfield residents actively recycle over a third of their waste, but there is obviously still room for improvement." So, in order to help build environmentally aware, welcoming and strong communities across Enfield, we must encourage our residents to recycle confidently and correctly. For more information, go to new.enfield.gov.uk/services/rubbish-and-recycling/ to find out what can and cannot be recycled, as well as what to do with unwanted items.
A month-long annually held international celebration will pay homage to the achievements and contributions made by the African diaspora. Black History Month runs throughout October in the United Kingdom to honour the way in which the black community have enriched and improved society. In Enfield, a chock-a-block diary of programmes are planned at libraries, the Millfield Theatre and the Dugdale Centre. An evening of talks, art and South African food and wine at the Dugdale Centre, 39 London Road in Enfield Town, is first on the schedule at a special event on Monday the 9th of October at 6:30 p.m. Mr. Jabu Sibeko, who is chairman of the African National Congress, ANC, UK, is to pay tribute to former South African anti-apartheid politician Oliver Tambo on the night. Mr. Tambo was president of the ANC from 1967 to 1991, before he passed away in 1993, aged 75. This would have been his 100th year. Northwest London-born reggae and lovers rock singer Janet Kay, who had a number 2 hit with the song Silly Games, is to entertain audiences at various venues. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Community, Arts and Culture, Councillor Yasmin Brett, said, "Black History Month is an opportunity for us to celebrate the enormous contribution the black community has made to the United Kingdom and Enfield over the years. Black History Month helps build strong communities and recognises the achievements black people have made throughout history and gives us a chance to celebrate the thinking, innovation and creativity that has enriched our culture and brought us together as a nation. We've got a brilliant programme of events planned throughout October, which will offer something for everyone, so I'd urge residents to get out and about and explore some of the great events we're hosting. Plays, workshops, lectures, live music, dance, comedy, drama and children's sessions are planned. Visit www.millfieldtheatre.co.uk or www.dugdalecentre.co.uk to find out further information about events for October.
And here's an article that I suppose is really dealing with some of the upcycling that we've just been talking about. Children can climb, clamber or run over seats and steps made of the wood from trees chopped down when a new hospital was built. Staff at the New Chase Farm Hospital are happy that big logs and wooden stepping stones now adorn the day nursery outdoor play area. A pathway to one of the covered play huts has been created. The site's principal contractor, Integrated Health Projects, IHP, repurposed the natural resource to great effect. Laura Hanna, the nursery manager, said, Back in 2015, staff were asked for ideas for the trees that had to be cut down, and I suggested the nursery have some because I knew it would deliver great learning opportunities for our children and would be a lot of fun. The result looks absolutely fantastic, and the children love the new additions. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Paul Orr and his team at IHP. Natalie Forrest, Chief Executive of Chase Farm Hospital, added, "It's brilliant to see the trees being used in this imaginative way."
New artificial pitch. Enfield playing fields will become the centre for grassroots football development following the installation of a world-class, third-generation artificial grass pitch. Work has begun to install the pitch after Enfield Council was approached by the Football Association and awarded a grant of £522,000 from the Charity Football Foundation. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Environment, Councillor Daniel Anderson, said, "Good quality facilities are vital in encouraging people to actively participate in sport. The 3G artificial grass pitch will enable the community to use this facility all year round. It will add to the enjoyment of playing grassroots sport and showcase Enfield playing fields, which is already much loved and well used by the community. We'd like to thank the Football Foundation for the grant, and I look forward to welcoming all of Enfield to the pitch once it is completed later this autumn." Enfield was approached by the FA as it had identified a lack of 3G pitches within the borough. The new site will help develop football in Enfield and supports the council's wider objectives of providing high-quality leisure activities to help people lead healthier lifestyles. It is all part of the growth, sustainability and building strong communities agenda. The facility will be available to book by all residents, and Enfield Council has already engaged with the existing users of Enfield playing fields. The location is home to Ignatians Rugby Football Club and Enfield Town Football Club. Enfield Town FC will be working with the council to help deliver a football development plan that will increase youth, women's and disability football in the borough. Enfield Town FC was formed in 2001 and is proudly the UK's first supporter-owned club. The club has thrown its weight behind the project. Chairman Paul Reid commented, "We are incredibly excited to be having this facility on our doorstep and can't wait to work with Enfield Council to enhance the borough's growing reputation for football. Our aim is to increase accessibility to football and help make it a sport for all, and this project fits perfectly with our vision of being an inclusive club and a football and social centre for the community, with a range of teams playing at the highest sustainable levels possible. Third generation 3G pitches are artificial synthetic grass football surfaces that mimic as closely as possible the experience of playing on real grass. The enclosed pitch at Enfield playing fields will be floodlit, and users will be able to access changing facilities, the cafe and other amenities at neighbouring QE2 Stadium. Work is set to be completed by the end of October.
Now here's some information on Enfield Council's antisocial behaviour clampdown. Psychoactive substances are set to be banned in Enfield as the council prepares to launch a massive clampdown on antisocial behaviour, including gang activity, car cruising and irresponsible dog handling. Enfield Council is consulting on plans to introduce a borough-wide Public Spaces Protection Order, that's a PSPO. It will help the local authority and the police deal more effectively with unacceptable behaviour. If ratified, the PSPO would make it illegal to possess psychoactive substances in the borough. It is already illegal to produce, sell or supply them. Prohibit loitering in housing blocks and around estates by non-residents. Tackle illegal parking around schools. Give the police additional powers to deal with car cruising along the A10 and A406. And enable Enfield Council and the police to deal more effectively with irresponsible dog owners. The consultation follows an initial 12-week consultation last year, in which residents were asked what types of antisocial behaviour concerned them the most. Following analysis of the results and an evidence review, the draft proposals were amended to target the main types of antisocial behaviour affecting the borough that would most benefit from the proposed PSPO. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Community, Safety and Public Health, Councillor Crystal Fonyonga, said Enfield Council will continue to do absolutely everything we can to reduce crime and disorder. We believe that a borough-wide PSPO will make a major role in helping to deter a number of abhorrent behaviours impacting upon residents. However, we want their further help in ensuring that we are on the right track, which is why it's important that as many people as possible take part in the consultation. Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Housing and Housing Regeneration, Councillor Ahmed Oykina, stated, "We are continually working to build strong communities, and we are seeking to make our housing estates safer places. We firmly hold that our proposed PSPO will improve our residents' quality of life by sending a very clear message that this borough takes a dim view of antisocial behaviour. To take part in the consultation, just visit www.enfield.gov.uk.
Care at home when you need it. North London Home Care and Support, NLHS, have been providing helping hands for those living on their own for the last 50 years. Originally set up in 1967 as a nursing agency in Palmer's Green, the company served residential homes and private clients, providing nurses for them. In 1988, under new ownership, the services offered by North London Home Care and Support moved to providing care and support to adults living in their own homes in Enfield. An expansion of the company in 1999 saw a second branch open in Harlow. We provide the support needed to enable people to stay living in their own homes, said Katherin McBride, North London Home Care and Support Managing Director. The services offered range from day-to-day help with tasks such as paying bills and doing the shopping, to assisting the individual with their personal care. Carers visit up to several times a day to assist with tasks such as washing and dressing, administering medication, and providing meals. These services are available to young adults with learning disabilities, the elderly, and younger people with physical disabilities and other illnesses living across Enfield and Harlow. Alongside their regular services, they also help to live a happy and full life, assisting some to fulfill lifelong wishes. Recently, these have included a trip to Disneyland Paris, attending football matches, and last year they worked with other local companies to organise a prom for the members of Elbow Grease, a project where adults with learning disabilities offer services to local people in Harlow. As a company, North London Home Care and Support will help their service users to find and access other services and products for their needs. NLHS understand that not everyone realises they need help or want assistance, so they work hard to match them with the right care staff, someone with common ground and interests, so as to help them settle into the routine of having someone care for them. Our carers provide a helping hand for people, some of whom may live on their own with no local family support. We often find we are the reassuring link between them and their family, said Mary Basquill, Enfield. Currently, they have around 130 employees across Enfield and Harlow, who on average have been with the company for 10 years. This helps to provide clients with regular and experienced care workers. All new staff in the company achieve their National Care Certificate within 12 weeks of starting and can then go on to do their diploma. Between them, the team has years of experience. Katherin McBride, Managing Director, and Mary Basquill, Care Manager for Enfield, have been working at North London Home Care and Support for over 20 and 30 years respectively, with many of the carers having been with the company for many years, some more than 15. One carer, Dorothy, celebrated her 44th anniversary this year. NLHS ensure that all new clients are met before assigning a care worker to understand their needs and choices and to provide the best possible service. If you have a family member whom you feel is in need of home care, you can either purchase services directly or contact your local authority to find out what services they provide. If you are interested in joining their supportive care team to undertake a career in care, NLHS would be happy to discuss this further with you.
Do you know road signs? Millions of motorists have forgotten what they were taught when they were learning to drive, with many even now unable to identify common road signs, a study found. Research revealed 3/4 of drivers no longer know the meaning of all the road signs featured in the Highway Code. Alarmingly, only 14% of those under 24 are fully confident in naming road signs, despite having taken their test in recent years. 3/4 of the younger age group were unable to correctly name the sign which warns a hump bridge lies ahead, and 2 out of 5 didn't know the sign for risk of grounding, with more than half thinking it meant bumpy road. Unsurprisingly, 3 out of 5 people aged 55, who have spent years behind the wheel, said they felt confident naming all road signs. Most adults weren't even aware there are 3 different types of road signs, giving orders, warning people, and informing, all signified by different shapes. Over 60% of drivers didn't know the meanings behind a road sign in blue circle, which is a sign giving an order. David Carter, spokesman for Accident Advice Helpline, which commissioned the research, said, "Road signs are segregated into 3 shapes: circles to give order, triangles warn, and rectangles inform people." It was surprising to see how many drivers were unaware of the significance of the shape of a sign, let alone its meaning. It's worrying how many people don't know basic road signs when driving their vehicle. Understanding road signs are vital to road safety, and not knowing their meaning can result in accidents due to ignorance. It also emerged the lack of knowledge motorists have about road signs can spell danger, with 1 in 5 drivers being involved in a near miss, and 1 in 20 being involved in a road accident because either they or another driver didn't understand a road sign. Men show more confidence than women, with 58% of men claiming to be fully confident compared to 48% of women.
And this article is from EN Magazine. New name for local recycling. The local recycling centre that turns our household waste into energy, compost and much more has been renamed. London Waste has today officially announced its rebranding to London Energy. The change reflects the company's focus on high-quality outputs and its transition to a business that is responsible for the management of valuable resources through reuse, recycling, and the production of sustainable energy. This is further emphasised in the company's new strapline, Powering the Circular Economy, which is designed to recognise the company's position as North London's leading producer of sustainable energy and the company's intent to lead on raising awareness of the need to develop more sustainable business models and ways of life. Commenting on the rebrand, London Energy's Managing Director Peter Sharp said, "The rapidly developing sustainable energy and secondary resources markets make it an exciting time for London Energy and the communities that we serve. We are transforming from a traditional waste management business into an energy, recycling and resource management business at the heart of London's resource and circular economy, and this rebranding better reflects the current and future activities of the company." London Energy provides more than 300 well-paid and skilled jobs for North London, and this change also underlines our ambition to realise the opportunities of the future and to continue to make London Energy a great place to work. London Energy manages the household waste from over 1.9 million residents across 7 North London boroughs and generates enough energy to power 80,000 homes. Every year, it sustainably diverts more than 698,000 tonnes of waste from landfill, saving approximately 300,000 tonnes of CO2 every year. The company is one of the largest energy from waste producers in the UK and contributes over £15 million into the local London economy per annum.
Enfield Borough cruised through to the first round of the FA Vase with a 6-2 battering of Woodbridge Town. Despite hosting a team from the 10th tier, one above Borough's standing, they put the Eastern Counties Division 1 side to the sword, even coming from behind before taking full control at Donkey Lane. Woodbridge led inside 4 minutes when Mark Ray finished off Matt Mackenzie's cross, but after hitting the post, Enfield levelled through Jameer Plenty Lawrence. The interval saw the sides level, but Enfield wondering whether a spell of first half dominance could continue, something they were soon reassured of after the restart. Plenty Lawrence played a perfect ball through for Thomas Opoku to put the hosts in front just before the hour, and that allowed the floodgates to open. Henderson Brown put real distance between the sides with a finish from a tight angle, but Aaron Churchyard headed Woodbridge back with a goal from a cross. Substitute Wael Hassan allayed any brief fears of a comeback with a fourth on the break, and Tage Kennedy, who had struck a post before half-time, made it 5. A manic 20 minutes of goal scoring was rounded off by Brown, who added a 6th goal for the hosts and a 6th since the hour with 7 minutes to go, as he slotted home a penalty following a foul by Liam Scopes. With a big win under their belts, Enfield will now host Newmarket Town in the first round proper of the competition on October the 21st, when £825 will be on offer for the victors.
A man killed in a crash on the M25 in Enfield has been named by the police. Daniel Dyalan, aged 60, of Hayes in Middlesex, was pronounced dead at the scene of the crash shortly before 10 p.m. on Saturday, September the 23rd. Mr. Dalayan had been driving a Vauxhall Corsa near junction 24, clockwise on the M25, when the crash, which involved 2 other vehicles, happened. A post-mortem examination will be held in due course. 2 others were injured in the accident, including a 55-year-old woman who was Mr. Dalayan's passenger. She remains in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. However, a 62-year-old woman who was driving a Range Rover was also taken to hospital, but with minor injuries. She was subsequently arrested on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving and taken to an East London police station where she remains in custody. The driver of the 3rd vehicle, a Ford Focus, was not injured. Detectives from the Met's Roads and Transport Policing Command are appealing for anyone who witnessed this crash or has information to call the Serious Collision Investigation Unit's Witness Appeal line at Chadwell Heath on 020 8597 4874.
2 men have been arrested as part of a murder investigation after a man was shot dead. Officers on routine patrol were stopped by a member of the public at around 9:10 p.m. on Wednesday, August the 23rd, and told of a shooting in Enfield. They found a 54-year-old man collapsed in Westminster Road at the junction of Bounces Road with gunshot injuries. He was pronounced dead at 9:44 p.m. The men, aged 29 and 27, are being held on suspicion of murder. Detective Chief Inspector Lawrence Smith said, "While we have made 2 arrests in this investigation, we continue to pursue all lines of inquiry. I would urge anyone who believes they might have information to come forward, as it could prove vital for our investigation. Anyone with information or who witnessed the shooting can contact officers on the dedicated incident room number of 020 8345 3985 or tweet at METCC or call Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111. Officers are keeping an open mind about the motive for the murder."
And now a notice from Public Health England regarding stopping smoking this October, entitled "How Will You Quit This Stoptober?" Don't leave it to chance. Answer these questions to see what support is right for you. Are you looking for advice? Worried about cravings? Always on your phone? Constantly checking emails? Forever checking Facebook? Then listen to this. Stoptober support. You don't need to quit using willpower alone. There is plenty of proven support available. And this handy guide goes through all the support to help you succeed this Stoptober. First of all, face-to-face is right for you if you'd like to talk to understanding experts and give yourself the best chance of quitting successfully. It's local and easy to access. You'll get a personalised programme of support. It's provided by your local stop smoking service, pharmacy team or GP. So ask your pharmacy team or GP or find your local stop smoking service at nhs.uk/smoke-free. Then there are stop smoking aids, which are right for you if you need help with those nicotine cravings. Some medicines are available on prescription, and nicotine replacement therapy products can be purchased over the counter. Again, talk to your local stop smoking service, pharmacy team or GP, or visit nhs.uk/smoke-free. Thirdly, there is the Stoptober app, which is right for you if you have a smartphone and want support every step of the way, no matter where you are. You can see how much money you're saving with the Stoptober calculator, and you can combat cravings using the distractions function. Search Stoptober in the iTunes App Store or Google Play Store. Then there is email support, which is right for you if you'd like a daily email with motivational support to help keep you on track. Get information and advice sent straight to your inbox. Last year, people who used at least one of our products had a success rate of 61%. Search Stoptober to sign up. And finally, social media is right for you if you're always checking your social feeds. Swap tips with others who are taking part in Stoptober. View entertaining and useful content to help you quit. On Facebook at /Stoptober and tweet at Stoptober. Stopping smoking for 28 days means you're 5 times more likely to quit for good. And the final advice is, to find out more, search Stoptober, because there's only one you.
There was an article earlier that talked about Black History Month this month, the month coming, October. And now we have some more details about 3 of the events that will be happening at the London Borough of Enfield to celebrate Black History Month. And all of these events are ticketed and free of charge. So we start with Monday, the 9th of October. All of these events will be held at the Dugdale Centre and begin at the same time every day. So it's from Monday the 9th, Tuesday the 10th and Wednesday the 11th of October. Doors open 6:30 every night and close again at 8:30. So on Monday the 9th of October, we've got the South African Night of Celebration. To open the programme of events for Enfield Black History Month, working with the Maluju charity, we have a special evening of entertainment, including talks, South African food and wine, with a display of South African art. Attended by dignitaries from the South African High Commission, with talks by Mr. John Young, the Anglo-Zulu Wars historian, about Enfield's local connections with the history of South Africa, including famous residents and locations within the borough. This year is the 100th birthday of Oliver Tambo, South African anti-apartheid politician and revolutionary who served as president of the African National Congress from 1967 to 1991. Mr. Jabu Sibeko, chairman of the ANC UK, will give an anti-apartheid tribute and brief the audience about those who supported the ANC and London boroughs who fought against apartheid in South Africa.
On Tuesday the 10th of October, it's 30 years of Black History Month UK. This is a special year as it is the 30th anniversary of Black History Month in the UK. Come and celebrate this milestone with us. There will be special guest speakers, including one of the founders of UK BHM, pioneer and entrepreneur Mr. Joe Douglas, the founder of the UK's first legally owned radio station. To help us celebrate, there will be a live music performance by another musical pioneer, Wayne Marshall. There will be a performance by Victor Richards from his play Streets Paved with Gold, which forms part of the 70 Years of Windrush anniversary tour for 2018. And finally, on Wednesday the 11th of October, there's an evening with Charlie Phillips. Do not miss this opportunity to hear this legend share images and history from his photographic presentation of the last 50 years of Black history in London. Full of knowledge and humour, in this intimate interview, Charlie will share stories of himself, normal Londoners, Black politicians and Black celebrities. His archive contains unique photos documenting places as well as events that have helped shape London and Londoners, such as the Notting Hill Carnival. During the evening, there will be music from a local steel pan band. For tickets and further information, visit www.dugdalecentre.co.uk or telephone 020 8807 6680.
Swanning around. A naughty bird had a lucky escape after wandering onto the North Circular Road in Enfield this week. This naughty swan had a really lucky escape after he dodged speeding traffic on the busy road. The gorgeous creature then managed to make his way to Tesco off the North Circular Road, Enfield, but got stuck in the trolley bay. Police came to the rescue, wrapping him in a high-vis jacket before whisking him away to the River Lee. After they released him back into the canal, he settled into his familiar habitat quickly and joined a family of swans. The curious fellow does not appear to be a mute swan, the species protected by the Queen. The Crown claimed ownership of all the mute swans in England and Wales in the 12th century. The main reason for this was to prevent commoners from depriving the royals of a favourite banqueting dish. And for your information, swans can live up to 30 years. Now, this story is accompanied by a photograph of two policewomen. One is holding the swan by the body with her high-vis jacket around it, and she is smiling. The other policewoman looks much more wary and is holding its neck and is quite aware that the beak of the swan is near her. Let's hope they weren't packed away. That's it.
Police are growing increasingly concerned for a missing 13-year-old girl and have appealed for the public's help to trace her. Cheyenne Wright was last seen at around 11 p.m. on Wednesday, September the 20th, at her home in Edmonton. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a black padded jacket, grey tracksuit bottoms, a light pink sweater, and black trainers. Cheyenne is described as black female, 5'3" tall, with black hair that she wears in a ponytail. The teenager has links to Brixton. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Met's Missing Person Unit at Enfield via 101 or call the charity Missing People on 116000.
And now a little bit of information about the Nightingale Cancer Support Centre, which helps people live through cancer. The Nightingale provides the vital additional support so often needed by those affected by cancer. We support those with cancer, their family, friends and colleagues, and give our services free of charge. And there is a picture here of the services team, which is Joan, Marion, Eileen and Fiona. We don't just offer tea and sympathy. We offer tailor-made programs which range from complementary therapies to educational workshops, all delivered by trained professionals and take place in a safe environment, helping our clients to live through cancer. Our main services include emotional and psychological support, complementary therapies and group exercise classes, general advice and information. As we continue to support more and more clients, we constantly review our services to adapt to our clients' needs. For a full list and further details, please visit our website www.nightingalesupport.org.uk. How can you help? The Nightingale Cancer Support Centre is a charity, and in order to keep providing the vital services to those affected by cancer, we need your help. Whether it's a financial donation, as a volunteer, or organising a charity event, there is always something that you can get involved with. We have 3 charity shops in and around the borough of Enfield. You can donate your unwanted goods to any of our shops or pop along for a new look. About 24% of our income comes from our shops. Are you looking for a new challenge? Do you fancy climbing the O2 or perhaps taking part in a yogathon? We have places for the London Marathon and are taking part in Ride London. If you would like to take part in anything, please let us know. Maybe your friends or families know of companies that have charity funds, or maybe would hold a fundraising event for us. Please encourage your nearest and dearest to think of the Nightingale by fundraising in their workplace. Are you or a family member a part of a local group like the Lions or Rotary? Maybe your children go to Brownies or Air Cadets. Groups often look for charities to raise money for. And one thing we rely on to bring in funds is our collection pots. Do you know somewhere that could take a collection pot for us? Why not see if your local pub would take one? It's a great excuse to visit. We are happy to support you if you live, work or receive treatment within the borough of Enfield. For more information or to book an appointment, all you need to do is call us on 020 8366 4333 or email services@nightingalesupport.org.uk.
We've reached the end of our programme for this week. Thank you for listening. So from the team of Sonia, Jenny, Katherin, Alison and myself and Dem on the control.
Goodbye.
Please remember the address label in your postal packet. Put the memory stick into the packet in a closed position and return it to us as soon as possible in readiness for the next edition. And don't forget, you can call Diane de Jersey regarding any help you may require in connection with the Enfield Talking newspaper on 020 8805 6578. Coming up next is the latest news and information for the Greater London area from InfoSound. The Enfield Talking newspaper will be with you again in 1 week's time.